welcome back to another episode of Pro Gear Reviews. Today we're going to be painting the rails for this GSG-15 and looking at different options for camouflage spray paints. You can see that I've taken the rails off already and I've strung them along this string. And what you want to do first is you want to space them out and then tie them off. Once they're tied off, the little space that's left by the string is irrelevant, and you'll see why in a few seconds. But you want to paint in layers. So you want to do a base layer of whatever color you want, and then a second layer with foliage. So we're doing a foliage two-tone spray. So you can see that there's the lines in the green and beige. All I did was use a piece of like a branch from a fern in my living room. Literally just cut it off and then went into the garage and laid it over the green that I had already sprayed and gave it a few blasts of beige, making sure that you're not spraying directly on the fern but on an angle, so you get soft edges. As I'm putting the rails back on, you're going to see just how similar the beiges that I've used in comparison to the flat dark earth. Now the flat dark earth that came from the manufacturer for the upper and lower receivers is their like universal FDE. Same thing with the foregrip that I have from Magpul. It's a universal FDE color. It's almost like it's just established as the FDE color. The reason why I'm mentioning is because this is the contrast between the beige camouflage paint that's marketed and FDE. They're very, very different. This area here and the barrel I painted with what is called satin nutmeg from Rust-Oleum. It's not marketed as a camouflage paint, but it is a soft brown, and although in different lights it's not a true FDE, it is the absolute closest that I've been able to find on the market. Rust-Oleum products, I swear by. I'm sure you've seen some of my other videos where I talk about just how reliable they are and how well they mix together. And basically it's just a universal formula that they use, so you can mix any type of paint you want. I mean, hell, you could create your own colors if you wanted. But the point of this is that the Rust-Oleum nutmeg, satin nutmeg, is the closest to FDE that you will find. If anybody has any other that spray paint that they found on the market that's a true FDE, drop a comment in the area below and let us all know. But in terms of my experience, the only thing that I've found that's the closest to FDE is the nutmeg. So I will be repainting the GSG-15 stock so that it matches the rest of the rifle. But at this point, the foliage spray and the rest of the rifle all match perfectly. Even the flip-up sights that I painted, they took really well to the mixture of the green and FDE. The one thing that I didn't do that you may want to take into consideration is not painting the reticles. And the hollow sight that I have and the front and rear sights, the iron sights, I made a point to cover off the sections that have the small viewpoints. The reason for that is because I wanted to have a good contrast against the backdrop. So you want to always have the appropriate eye relief, and if it's green on green, your eye's not going to be able to focus properly, and you may have a hard time getting a sight picture or getting that eye relief so that you can get a clear shot. So always be cognizant of that. The flash suppressor here, or flash hider, I left black because it's probably the hottest part of the rifle. Eventually it will be painted, but I'm thinking probably with some barbecue paint, but I haven't experimented with that. That's everything, so thanks for watching some Pro Gear Reviews.